if he's chasing you for a long time, your armor gets taken away by the swarm, you die. But for a Magnus, that's not really going to be happening.
Okay, well, we'll see how it's going to go in lane and how they're going to try and play around this one. We are going to be seeing a 5-man smoke, but maybe that's just to get some wards out coming out from the side of Virtus.pro. No smoke up on the side of Team, but they are heading out as 5 towards the bottom part of the map.
They're probably gonna try to find something. The Bushwhack is a really good initiation spell, and if the Clockwork gets on top of somebody, he's gonna keep them in place for a long time. So you can get a kill, but mostly you are focusing on making sure that the trees die. So you bring more heroes, expecting that Virtus.pro might be trying to defend the trees, which isn't the case here.
Okay. Well, speaking of trees, they are being taken away here.
Yep.
Everybody. You've got your Hoodwink with a Quelling Blade, you've got Infernal down here, Quelling Blade, Dragonite, Quelling Blade. You know, you're making sure that you have none of these trees here for the Tree and Protector to really benefit from in the lane.
They didn't watch the Lord of the Rings for sure, because the reason that the Ents actually joined the war is because they were destroying trees, right? So I think that FNG is gonna be very, very mad, and I wouldn't want to be on his kill list.
No, we'll see Crystallize walking up onto the high ground here. Going to be against 2 heroes. There is going to be a little bit of damage coming out, but Crystallize immediately gets himself away here with the Sakuchi. Meanwhile, in the bottom part of the map, FNG, he gets himself the bounty rune though. There's going to be 3 heroes. Do they have enough time to get the kill onto FNG? FNG, he is a big tanky tree, but it looks like with 3 heroes here, that battery assault going on Eknar. Yeah, the double blood grenade used to get the kill, and Geozizi will be able to pick up first blood.
I mean, the Centaur, his weapon of choice, is a big axe, so
true.
It makes sense that he's gonna be able to chop down a tree. But yep, well, the chopping down of trees continues. They started in the bottom lane, they continued with the chase. They did give up 3 bounty runes though, so kind of an even start, especially with the supports getting the first blood.
How much do you like them using the 2 blood grenades for that first blood there as well? Like, I know it's not a massive investment, but they're on a couple of minutes cooldown now as well. You won't have them in the lane. And was it worth it to get the first blood, do you think?
It is, right? You already gotten him super low. You really don't want him to escape, right? You've actually used a solid amount. Imagine if then it would just be 1 blood grenade that does absolutely nothing. Here, it's you get a kill with 2. So it's not that big of a deal that they used them.
Okay. And yeah, they are going to be on cooldown for a little bit, but I suppose, like you say, it's worth the investment if you do get the kill. So we'll see how they're going to try and play around that one. And Crystallize, excuse me, wrong player. Crystallize, not Crystallis. In the lane, not having the easiest time in the world, getting the last hits, but taking a lot of burst damage as well.
So I'm gonna make it a little bit easier for you with the naming there. So when Crystallize got called into Navi, Crystallis was only on the rise as a player. He played mostly pubs. I think he was maybe rank 100, 150. He was good, right? But definitely not TI runner-up good. That's where he was last year, right? So his name in Dota was Crystallis, and then right next to it, it was not Navi player, right? So, and it went on for a year at least, and then well, then he got off to a better career than Crystallize himself.
Yeah. And we'll see how it's going to go with Secret, you know, reforming, building up a new team. We'll see what impact that's going to have for them and where they're going to be able to go with it. And maybe, top lane, Crystallize, again, taking a lot of harass. So, in terms of the Weaver's build, he started off with the one, like full wand as well. Just straight up bought 1 tangos and a branch. Going into the Falcon's Blade, do you expect the investment into boots, or is like bootless Weaver still a thing?
I like the bootless Weaver. I think it can work. If it can work, if you are not forced into getting the treads, you should skip it, as you're going to get the Falcon Blade, the Dragonlance super fast, and then you are going to have those stats necessary to actually fight.
Okay. We'll see how they're going to go here. Noticed again, just dragging himself back. So the ward is down from Sayush. You can see that he wants to get the harass off every time Crystallize comes in with the Sakuchi, but the damage coming out, Crystallize, there is going to be a really nice jump forward here from Notice. Blood Grenade comes out. Did it connect onto both of them as well? It was just onto the Weaver, it looks like, and Eknar in. Well, he's dropped his cogs. Is he going to be able to get himself away from this one? Crystallize maybe looking for an opening here. Was that Sakuchi going to come through? Does he get the range? He doesn't connect onto it, and Notice will be able to back himself away.
You don't want to go for it when you do not have the swarm. You just know that your damage output is really bad. One interesting thing here, though, is that Moonlight, he's he's kind of losing the mid lane, especially because he has a winning matchup. You got the last pick, and you're still kind of even. So this is not good for the Dragon Knight.
No, and especially, I mean, he's got first item braced there as well, so you expect him to be extra tanky. Out on mana, yeah, 2 points into the Dragon's Blood, and it seems like Squadix is still going to be able to maybe not get the kill, but he really is keeping this Dragon Knight low.
He's keeping him in trouble, so Moonlight cannot come over. Now he doesn't have the mana, meaning that he cannot really stop the puck from getting the CS. So pretty nice job from Squadix in general.
Yeah, the Water Rune's coming out. Is he going for... What's in his courier? It's not going to be a bottle, so he's just going to maybe pick up a raw Water Rune here, get some of that health back. But it is going to be at least the Glover Face to come out here for Moonlight. So maybe a little bit of extra attack, a little bit more harass. Check in with the bottom lane. Violent, how is he doing? 19-5 up against the 19-8 on the Centaur. So no real big difference between the two cores in this lane.
Nice job from GeoZZ. I mean, he is just being annoying to the Luna. There was even a point in that lane where they almost got the kill, but Violent just got outside of the range of the bushwhack. You know how the bushwhack sometimes just reels you in onto a tree. Yeah, but okay, you're already remembering some bad situations that happened to you. But yeah, it almost happened to Violent. He got himself away. Just maybe 1 or 2 units away from it, and he lived. He could have very easily died in this lane.
Yeah, and it looks like, again, Moonlight in the mid lane, going to be taking some harass. Top lane, Eknot, is he in trouble? Cogs have been dropped here, noticed out of mana. Crystallize, he's going to drop the Swarm. There is going to be the ward coming through as Moonlight does go down to Squadix in the mid lane, but let's see here. Crystallize going to get really down low. Notice going to try and trade off with Eknot. Crystallize, does he want to risk it for the biscuit? I mean, he can't. He's still in that ward range here, so Sayush maybe protecting Notice from going down here as, yeah, the puck in the mid lane did get the kill on the Dragon Knight.
Yep, that's the biggest of things. Though Crystallize didn't want to chase because there was still a Nether ward up, so it definitely would have been a problem. I'm really liking how VP is playing this top lane, is they're keeping the Weaver low. So even when he has the Swarm, he cannot commit. But back to that mid lane, that is a huge deal.
And bottom lane, they did eventually take down Violent here, so that bushwhack this time, it does look like it did connect here. FNG, at least he's going to be able to get some solo XP, or maybe get himself towards that quick 6, but Violent definitely didn't want to go down there.
I mean, you're a carry, you're a Luna, and a Treant. That is a very strong lane. The thing is that the Centaur is the type of hero that you really cannot kill from... you cannot run him down. He's way too tanky. And now when he has the Vanguard, this lane, this strong lane, they cannot really apply the pressure that they would otherwise be able to on some squishier hero.
Yeah. Is it just a case of Violent waiting the lane and stage out, moving to the jungle, you're finding that extra farm and maybe looking to push this lane once the Centaur rotates off to look for ganks?
It's mostly you're going to go into the jungle. Luna is one of the fastest jungle farmers, considering that you clear out the camps pretty fast, and the hero itself is very speedy. Look at that, 370 movement speed, right? So just with the boots. So now once he gets the power treads, he's going to be able to move across even faster and farm the jungle even faster.
Okay. And in terms of builds, I've seen a couple of Luna builds completely ignore the ultimate till around level like 11, level 12. Do you think that's going to be like a similar build-up, as we might actually see Eknot go down here on the other side of the map? He tried to steal the Wisdom Rune, and it will cost him his life.
Yep. I mean, that could have been 2 Wisdom Runes, which would have been great. Overall, it's not that big of a deal. Sure, Squadix is getting kills, and that's going to hurt you in the long run, but at this point in time, that was actually a worthy attempt.
Yeah, and let's see. I mean, back in the mid lane as well, Moonlight now does have that dragon form, so looking to put pressure. Low. Yeah, the tower is really low. In fact, he might be able to finish it off in this dragon form. Fortification's already been used. The dragon tail out onto the puck now as well. Puck, Squadix, going to try and get himself away from this one. The blood grenade won't connect to Squadix. Shoo! The bushwhack, it doesn't actually connect now. Dream Coil onto the Hoodwink, but is there going to be any real follow-up from this as the tier 1 tower does go down?
When we look at that Eknard death, now it's even more valuable with the tower dying, right? He just pulled the puck away and it allowed the Dragon Knight to do whatever he wants. So despite losing the mid lane, he got the tower down, and now they're gonna bring down the stream. Did they just make a mistake and FNG lived because of it?
No. Eknard might go down to the tower, will go down to the tower, but they do still get the kill onto FNG.
Big thing is that GeoZZ is getting a lot of involvement in the kills, and we talked about his levels being very important to the success of this lineup, and he's doing really well for now.
Yeah, it's he's looking to get active as well. And with the setup from Moonlight on that Dragon Tail, you really can't set up the stuns here onto the Hoodwink. So the Hoodwink, he might be that little assassin that Team wants him to play as here. Going towards an Aether Lens as well, even just going to Brown Boots, it looks like. So he's not doing too bad on the Hoodwink. And if we take a look at the net worth, how's it looking? The Centaur and the Dragonite at the top of the net worth, even with that death on the Dragonite, taking that tier 1 tower, gave him a lot of gold back.
I mean, it is still a favorable matchup for you as a Dragonite. At some point, you're going to become unkillable to the puck. It was just some early problems, early mistakes that he made that actually cost him his life.
Okay. They really do. RP's going to be committed for this. Do they get the kill out onto him? Because the stun's going to wear off. They have the control. They have the kill.
Oh, he made a mistake on Crystallize. He could have used the wand and then the ulti. And he just wanted to go for the ulti, and then, well, his animation, it just wasn't fast enough.
Yeah.
I thought he was alive 100%.
I thought that stun was wearing off just in time and he was going to be able to get it off. But like you say, that animation, it's tricky and it did cost him his life in the end. Like you say, maybe with the one charges. Was it a little bit greedy for him there to try and keep those one charges?
Yeah, obviously, right? He probably would have lived otherwise.
So, we'll see. Crystallize. I mean, he's going to go back.
As well.
Oh, no. 3 heroes stacking up. Yeah, Moonlight now. This dragon form's up. It looks like he just wants to put the pressure on the map wherever he, whenever he has this dragon form up.
Yeah, he gets the kill. He gets the tower. And lore-wise, they're really good at dealing with these trees. You have fire and you have axes. Right? It doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah. What do you stand? Do you think you should be able to bushwhack heroes to the tree and protector?
Yes. I think we should have a mod where all of those things that people come up with with the lore should be possible. That would be pretty cool.
Is that what Dota2's for?
Yeah, but it's not really lore wise, right? Kunkka cannot play against the Tidehunter or with the Tidehunter or something like that. That would be a fun mod.
Okay. How's it looking? I mean, the Luna's been forced into the jungle. There's a really nice ward here as well from Team, just in front of the tier 2. To see rotations by the Luna through the jungle. Keep an eye on her, see where she is. But Luna got that Mask of Madness online, so that farm speed will start to pick up even more now.
The biggest problem here is that Team, sure, they have good levels and gold on heroes that can create space. That is good.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the Weaver isn't that great at catching back up. So Crystallize is going to have to find good ways to farm and join the fights. And that's just not easy with the Weaver because your best farming spell is the Swarm, kind of.
True. It does get a little bit easier, I think, once he gets that shard online, which he might be saving up for now after the Falcon's Blade and his boots, which, like I say, it makes it, obviously, with the Sakuchi, makes it a little bit easier to farm a little bit faster. But how early, then, do you want this Crystallized Weaver to start fighting with the rest of his team?
Now, because they have a blink on the Dragonite.
Yeah, okay. Speaking of, they're going to be able to get the kill into Sayush. Overextending and overstaying as well. Give me a great jump in. Moonlight revealing that blink dagger. And you have really easy, good setup to get the kill onto the Pugna.
I thought they wanted to jump onto the puck. I thought maybe jump onto the puck, get a stun off, TP in the Weaver, and then even if he gets the orb off, maybe you can get him to a nice steal.
Just right under his nose there, and yeah, the Dragonite, that was a regen rune as well. Dragonite, I mean, only for a mana, but that would have been nice for him here. As notice, we can see farming up these stacks. So what's he going for? Echo Saber BKB here on the Magnus.
Yeah, so he's going into the... he wants to fight, right? He had a pretty good lane. He had the Blink Dagger. He can already make plays, but now you want to be using that in power to actually get your farm up, and you can just have another damage dealer if the Luna starts dropping down. Of course, not happening at the moment.
No, they might find Geo's easy here though. Where's the jump in from Squadix? He doesn't have that Blink Dagger, so it's just gonna be the winning rift here. They get the kill without the reveal of the Magnus being here as well, so he's still in the smoke. Might be able to go into the Centaur. He is showing in the lane, but the Clockwork, he's gonna be the one to break the smoke here. Eknar, yeah, he's already got that battery assault going. Level 3 in that, but the RP, it does come through here. They've got to get the kill. Oh, excuse me, the force away from the Centaur. The Centaur was mid-stomp, but he will be able to get his ultimate off. Squadix, though, it's going to be the snap of the Dream Call. Do they have enough damage to get the kill? Agnar, and it's going to be the Overgrowth committed for this. Do they want to go for the Centaur here as well? Might just be letting him live with the blinking from the Dragon Knight. Trian going to be taking a Dragon Tail to the face. But yeah, Violent, while this is going on, you can see that Violent, he's just busy farming, you know. He wants to be as far away from the action as possible until he gets at least one more item.
Usually you can't blink onto the clock and use the RP, but the thing is that a creep went towards the clockwork,
okay.
and then Noticed actually saw that and just blinked in. You could see the second that the battery assault was used, that Noticed was hesitant to jump in. He wanted to wait it out, and then he sees a creep next to him. He's like, "I'm going for it," and well, it works out.
And how's Crystallize looking? Going towards it. He's going to be the Dragon Lance. Speaking of Dragon Lances, we'll come back to that one in a second, because we're going to speak of Dragons now. As the Dragon Tail comes out, the Sharpshooter, they get the kill on Squadix. He might have gone a little bit too far. The Bushwhack, the double Bushwhack. FNG as well as Sayush are going to go down, and it looks like they might even go for a little bit more. They're just going to go back into the lanes. You know, 3 heroes dead. Great setup there from Team.
Yeah, I really like this. You should not be afraid to jump the puck. You picked up heroes to kill him specifically. This is not an easy puck game. I mean, if he goes into the backline, starts destroying you, starts stopping your blinks, then sure, he is hard to bring down. But if you are the ones that are actually engaging on him, he can die. And that should be your primary target every single time, as he is the playmaker for VP. So I really like the team actually didn't hesitate for a second when they saw him.
Yeah, and it was a really good jump from Team, and VP forced a little bit onto the back foot here. They do have some great heroes coming into the mid to late game, so obviously by no means down and out, but just struggling a little bit at the minute. Back over to the Luna. How much do you like going straight for the Mask of Madness into the Manta style, you know, skipping over that Dragon Lance? Is the Dragon Lance just a dead item for the Luna now?
It doesn't have to be, but the thing is, this makes you farm faster. Yeah. That's just the case. You want the extra movement speed from both of these items. You want to be going from camp to camp, and this is what's going to be giving you the most amount of farm in the least amount of time.
Okay. Do you think that because of how powerful the shard is now, that obviously the Dragon Lance giving you that extra attack range, the Luna doesn't have to worry about it once that shard's up?
It's tough to say. In this game in particular, I'd probably like to see the Hurricane Pike at some point if you're not having a perfect game. But if he is super far ahead, then he does have the capability to survive, especially with the shard.
Okay, well, FNG is going to be Invis, scouts out GeoZZ and Moonlight here in the Moonlight. And yeah, Crystallize is close, but he wasn't showing it on the lane here. Looks like it is going to be a Desolator for the Weaver here as well, after the Falcon's Blade, after the Dragonlance. So he wants some of that armor reduction, he wants to get some quicker kill potential, and noticed he might be the one in trouble here. There is a ward down, again, really nice Observer wards coming out from the side of Team. Blink comes in, there's going to be the Nether ward though, the jump comes through as well. What can they do? TP coming in from... did he want to get the kill with the puck? I mean, if he gets a really good, and they're going to be able to get a lot off here. Committing everything. Dream Call, RP, Overgrowth, they wanted everything. They threw everything, and they got 2 kills out of that. Might even be 3. Agnar, though, he does have that hook. If he needs to get himself away from this, the root comes out. The damage, it's going to be way too much in Squadix. He's going to be able to pick up the kill on the clock.
Yeah, these are FNG's kills. He is the sole reason this happened. So Team, they went for a smoke. He broke it. He found them. Noticed the only reason why he was able to maneuver around the enemy ward as well is because he had clear vision of what was happening. And then at some point, an opening will present itself. That's where the double RP comes in, and easy.
Stomp into... Violent's going to try and go for his ultimate here as well. 3 points into the Lucent Beam. Snow! Get down, Mr. President! Violent, can he get himself away from this one, though? There's going to be the life drain coming out from Sayush, and yeah, he's going to stay alive. They did get the kill onto the Centaur there as well. The body block of the Sharpshooter potentially kills the Luna. FNG just walks himself right in front of it, gets in the path, and Violent, he's going to be A-okay.
FNG is playing out of his mind. His positioning is on point. He's always where he needs to be. And now I'm really liking how well they coordinated with Violent, who isn't a standard guy in the roster, but definitely the rest of the team is playing really well around him.
Yeah, absolutely heroes. I was just keeping an eye on what Crystallize was doing here, but they're going to be able to get the kill on GeoZZ in the back lines, go towards this tier 2 tower, putting the pressure on here. And yeah, the Clockwork and the Weaver don't really want to come into this one. I thought that Team, and to be fair, they did get some early fights, some early aggression coming out, but I thought they would have been leading the line with the Weaver, but it just seems like VP feel like the ones in control of these fights.
Yeah, it just comes down to vision. right? FNG is giving them the vision. When you have better vision, you can read what's going around on the map a lot better than your opponents. So they do have the clockwork with the rocket flare, but it's not nearly enough as what FNG is giving to his team. The Syrian protector needs to die.
Saryush got spotted out from the centaur on the high ground, so they're going to be able to chase down now as well. The Pugna, the TP was like 2 seconds away from coming off cooldown, but he gets caught out. Infernal gets the kill, and okay, a little bit of a bonus there, I guess, for Team Team.
Yeah, pretty nice. He had really good deep wards, so he felt that he was safe there.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the centaur did find him in the end.
Level 15 on the Luna. How's the Weaver looking in comparison? Level 11 on the Weaver. And this is just, I mean, Violent even stole that massive Ancient. I think that was like a 3 or 4 Ancient stack there. Violent just takes it away from the Weaver. Now, going towards this BKB, got a 4-level advantage over the Weaver. This is going to be big if they want to try and take more fights.
The thing is, the Weaver, because of everything that happened, he couldn't go for some big stats, right? So Dragon Lance is gonna be his only stats item. We can look at the Falcon Blade as one, but it's really not that big of a deal. So now he has to go into a Death Zone. This makes him an easy target, right? If he gets RP'd, he's just dead.
Yeah. Oh, they get the blink off now. They're going to be able to get the kill onto the Luna. It's going to be 4 men. Yep, Hook comes in. They've got the control. RP, though. Violent is already dead. Can they get anything from this? The Dream Call, it's going to be instantly broken there by the Skewer. Really nicely played by the side of VP. They get a 3-for-1. You obviously don't want to lose the Luna, but if you're getting 3 for it, that's a trade that you might not turn your nose up at.
They're pretty happy about that one. I really like the second that Violent is getting caught, Notice is starting to run towards him.
Yeah.
The immediate second it happened, and he was maybe half a second late, right? If the Luna maybe has a little bit more HP or something, he survives, and then it is a complete disaster for Team Team. Here, at least their Weaver is farming and the Luna is dead. It's not ideal, but it is something.
Yeah, and big plays coming out. You're just the perfect timing on the Dream Call into the Skewer away by the Magnus. Breaks all 3 of them, which means they just have to stand there and watch while they die.
Yeah, and they take way too much damage. The coil break is just, it's insane.
Yeah.
Right? Break damage is 200 on a level 1 coil. It was also level 1 coil, even though Puck is level 15. He wanted to max out his other spells and get the talents, but now he's gonna have even more levels in Dream Coil coming forward.
Yeah, and the initial jump up in damage, it's quite nice, but like you say, just being able to max out the other spells, Squadix is having a massive impact, and in fact, he might be having an impact onto Eknar. Eknar is straight up dead. They're soloed by Squadix.
Yeah, and we're again seeing this fun Puck build with the Maelstrom, with the Shard, and then probably we're going to be seeing an Axe. I'm really a big fan of this. I even remember when it was a level 25 talent, and very rarely people would go for that talent, of course, because of the item build that you went for. But now that you can buy an Aghanim Scepter and actually go that route, we are seeing more and more Pucks go for this AoE damage build.
Yeah, and it looks like Violent gets himself the double Wisdom Rune here as well. So stacking that one up, Crystallize going to try and solo. Does solo the Tormentor, even uses the time-lapse after it to get himself back to a decent amount of health. So Eknar now, with the Shard on the Clockwork, has that jetpack. How useful is that actually going to be in this game?
It does give you a little bit more of an understanding of what's going on in the fight. The thing is, I don't think it changes much, because what Team rely on is jumping in and deleting a hero. Maybe it helps you. You jump in, delete a hero, and Eknar goes into the backlines to prevent counter initiation. In that regard, it could be useful. Okay,
well, we're going to see a 4-man smoke from VP, so we'll see what the counter initiation is going to be here. Team, 3 heroes grouped up in this bottom lane. Do they? Rocket Flare's going to come through, so they know at least the direction of where Eknar is. But it looks like they want a little bit more here, and they're going to be able to find Geozizi. Geozizi, again, soloed by Squadix. And Squadix is going to be able to pick up some nice, just solo kills throughout this match. 8-1-5 here on the Puck.
It's so much damage on the Puck now with the Maelstrom, and you have a Witchblade, you have a buff from the Magnus. Puck, when he is able to solo kill, is one of the scariest heroes in the game, and not often do we see Pucks being able to do it, but in this game, well, Squadix can do whatever he wants in terms of bringing down supports, especially.
Oh yeah, and now he has a double damage rune, so we'll see where he wants to make his next dive here. He's got that Dream Call if he wants to go for it. Gets the dive here onto the Dragon Knight. Doesn't actually over-commit, I guess, onto Moonlight. Didn't pop the double damage rune there either. Just getting some harass, putting the Fear of God into the Dragon Knight.
Yep. We'll see. We'll see how they can deal with this. The puck has to die every single time, right?
Yeah.
That is the thing. If the puck is alive, even if you kill a Luna, it is a problem. And now killing the Luna itself is gonna be an issue. The gold lead is increasing. This is definitely not looking good for Team. What they're doing right now is trying to get the Weaver back into the game. And maybe the best approach to this game is to try to win in the later portions of it. The problem is we're only 24 minutes in, and the Luna is hitting critical mass with an Aegis.
Yeah. And Shard is being queued up for him as well. I like this from Violent. You know, he's gone for the Manta style is obviously nice. The farming speed, you've got that extra damage going through from the illusions as well. Defensive, yeah, okay, it's fairly defensive, but the true defensive items, the BKB, the Shard coming out, he knows he does enough damage with his team around him here, so he just wants to keep himself alive in these fights to make sure he can get all of that damage off.
It is going to be insane how much damage Violent is going to be doing in these fights. He has 270 damage per hit without the Empower. So that's going to be an even bigger amount of damage. All three of the cores of VP do a lot of AoE damage. Not something that you can stop.
No, but what's that? 311 damage before reduction coming out on the Luna's right clicks with that Empower. That is, yeah, you're gonna, if you get a good RP, you know, some Dream Coil activations there as well, you're gonna shred through heroes with this Luna.
If there are two heroes next to each other and the glaives are bouncing, it's gonna be funny how fast they go down. You usually look at the Centaur and the DK as some tanky heroes. He would absolutely demolish them.
Yeah, just look at how quickly going through the tower here as well, even without the Manta style illusions, and that's going to be a big point of contention here from Team. They need to defend their base. If this tier 3 tower goes down, Violent will rip through the buildings like paper here with the Empower, with these illusions. So Violent stepping up to the tier 3 tower, the Nether Ward goes down as well. Team, they need to do something to protect this. It's not like another carry that's just going to right click it and then maybe focuses down the range racks. That will be, you will lose a lane if this tier 3 tower goes down.
Notice is hunting.
Oh, backlines, yeah, they're going to try and get onto the hookshot. Comes in the backlines now as well. The damage onto the puck. Can they get the lockdown? They do get the kill onto the puck. Noticed. He's going to be decrept now as well. Overgrowth comes out from FNG. Violent, does he want to get involved here? Got that Aegis, has his level 3 ultimate as well as the Manta style. The damage that he's going to be able to pump out if they get the control. I mean, Overgrowth's already been used. What can he do with this one? It is going to be the Eclipse coming through now as well. Moonlight with the BKB coming through. Infernal, the damage of the bouncing glaive. Just look at them disappear here. Yeah, Moonlight. And now they're going to bounce into the rest of the team. Agnar's going to get himself away. The buyback has to come out from the Centaur. Geo's easy. He's going to be able to get himself away from this one. Crystallized going to try and do what he can up against Notice, but Notice has that BKB. Will be able to deal with the Swarm. The Stomp comes out, but again, this Luna has that Aegis for 2 minutes 40 seconds. Has the lifesteal, has the right clicks. Infernal, not going to be able to get himself away from this one. He is dead. 75 seconds. Violent with the triple kill, and now potentially a lane of racks as well.
Okay, everything went badly for them. They screwed up every single spell, and they won the fight easily. It just goes to show what kind of a difference there is between the strength of the two teams right now. You lost the puck, you missed the RP, you missed the skewer, you didn't do anything. And the thing is, when the fight is long, when there is no sharpshooter, you cannot get a single kill.
Yeah, and well, I mean, they took down the puck really darn quickly, but it didn't matter. The rest of the team behind them was just like, okay, you spent everything to take down the puck, and now it's our turn. We're just going to rip you apart here, and Violent gets at least a lane. Might be able to go for another tier 2 and another tier 3 tower here in the middle of the map, and in fact, Agnar's going to be caught out. The silence comes through. Do they have the lockdown onto the Clockwork? He's going to be dragged right back in. Notice gets the kill, and Squadix was like, oh, that was my kill. But it's a team game, and as a team, they're going to take down this tier 2 tower, maybe even step up for another tier 3. They have the Aegis for another minute and a half, and yeah, VP, what stops them?
Nothing. And we talked about Crystallis in the game. We have a Crystallis, though, is the item on the Luna, and it's going to be a Daedalus fairly soon. To be honest, Violence damage is way too high. You don't have the glyph. This is a second lane of racks.
Yeah, really good control there by the Shockwave into the skewer back, and Hoodwink just disappears.
And the Raxes disappear as well. They can go for the third lane if they feel confident enough, and they should. They still have an Aegis for a minute. They have the 8-second BKB. No reason to stop.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. They can go into this. They won't take Mega Creeps here in the first 30 minutes. Buyback comes out from Hoodwink. This might be the last chance Luna here for coming out from the side of Team. They get the stun. They get the stomp off now as well. The Decrep comes out. Luna not going to be able to take too much damage. Bushwhack, but that's just going to be the Aegis being popped. Still has that BKB. What do they want to try and do here? Do they want to try and fight? Because all the ultimates on the side of VP are up. Hookshot comes out. Force staff away onto Violent. Violent, he just wants to turn on right click, and that Clockwork, he just disappears. And now Moonlight Chase comes out. Was that Lucent Beam? Damage to the BKB is going to be out now as well. Moonlight's going to try and do it again against Violent, and Violent, he's still holding that. The
Big
Blinking.
one.
That's a massive overgrowth here. They take down absolutely everybody. Buyback comes out from Agnar, but only to call a GG. And that is going to be Team going down. Game number 1, 26-12. 23k net worth lead at 28 minutes. Virtus.pro, they just rip Team apart.
That's a fight without the RP being used, right? You just didn't have the firepower necessary to kill these heroes. This is why I liked the Magnus going more for a carry type build, right? You want to have the right clicks. You don't want to put all of your focus on blinking in, skewering, and RPing. You want to be able to right click as well. So then if they would commit onto the Luna, and even if they kill her, you get RP, then you die. So you have to approach it carefully, but you do not have the constant output of damage as your Weaver got destroyed in the lane. So ever since that Weaver lost the lane, despite the Dragonite and the Centaur doing well, this game was kind of set for Team to fail.
Yeah, and it is going to be hell if Team don't book up the right ideas in the second game. This could be the quickest series of the day here. 30 minutes here for